happening.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like we're live.
We're live? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just do a little notification here. Come on, baby. Come on. Number 100 Not Out is live.
You
Fantastic.
got it already, did you?
All right.
There we go.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm
Great.
in.
Here we are. Hello,
Send
everybody.
200 stars to pin your comments here.
What is that?
Don't know. If I do love hearts a lot, is that... No, that's not a star. No.
I don't know what send 200 stars is. To pin your comments,
Dunno.
send 200 stars. Heidi
Gee,
Binder's
they've
watching.
gamified everything.
Heidi Binder is watching.
Thanks, Heidi.
Hi, Heidi.
That's so good.
I can't. I'm.
Good work, Heidi. Are we on delay? Are you
don't
and
think
I
so.
a little bit off? We're okay?
No, we're fine. But if you look at the if you look at the Facebook, it's different. But I can't work out how to get. I was trying to do. I was getting distracted by that 200 stars. I got gamified. Thanks, Facebook. You gamified me.
They won. Well, we've got a ripping conversation to have today.
Heather Stewart.
This is going to be... Stuart who? Who have you got?
Heather Stewart. Yeah.
Heather Stewart. I don't
Heather
get
Stewart.
Heather Stewart. I've just got Heidi Binder. I got Liz Sefton. Hey, Liz.
Yeah, Liz is there too.
Oh,
Hi,
this
Liz.
is going to be good. If Liz Sefton is here, this is going to be good.
Yeah.
Heidi, I've got Heidi and Liz. That's all. That's the only notification. This bothers me. Why do you get more than I do? Now I have Heather Stewart says hi.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Heather is Amy's mum. Amy works in our practice. Heather's awesome.
So do you have on your comments Heidi, Liz, Heather?
No, just one Liz.
But in terms of okay, I've got Heidi says hi,
Yeah.
and then Heidi, how's Aussie today? Then Liz,
Yeah.
hi guys.
Yeah.
Then Liz Sefton is watching. Then Heather Stewart, hi.
Oh, like in terms
Do you
of
have
I've
the
got-
exact same order as I do?
yeah, but then I've also got yeah, I do, and then Summer Daly's watching as well.
I don't get any of that. Winter Weekly. All right, here we go. Hey, Summer. Finally caught you guys. All right, here we go.
All right.
Where did it go? I had it right there.
The recording
in
bit.
3. Oh, I better hit record. Oh, this good old thing again. Oh no. Sorry. In there. There we go. Record.
I think you've never done this before, mate.
Painful. Starting recording. In 3, 2, and 1. Hello and welcome to 100 Not Out, a weekly show dedicated to helping you master the art of aging well. Marcus Pearce here with you for the 500 and something time with the chef that can do no wrong. He is the king of cooking. He is Australia's #1 wellness expert. He is the lover of longevity. He has mastered the art of nutrition. He is Dr. Damien John Christoph. Hello, DJK.
Hello, Piercy, MDP. Great to see you, mate. Great to be here with you. I've paused on my screen. Am I paused on your screen?
Yeah. You're back. You're back.
I'm
Now
back.
I can
All
see
right,
you.
it's now
Yep,
caught
you're
up.
back.
All right, we had a little bit of an eye fail, but that's okay. We're back. PC, I'm great, thank you, and looking forward to having a little chat about this little topic. And you alluded to this before, like you nail the old eggs and greens for 6 every single day, and you cook for 6 people easily. You do it in your sleep with your eyes closed, hands tied behind your back, on one foot, hopping and singing Kumbaya. Like you can do anything when it comes to the
I can sing
kitchen.
a few
If there's
songs,
6
but,
or
I mean-
less. Yeah, when there's 6 or less. So you were alluding the other day. Now, I love cooking too. And the bigger the group, the better for me. I love it. And I don't get stressed about it. I never get stressed about cooking for lots of people. In fact, there was one time Christmas, we had 60 people at our house. 60 at our house. And I loved it. I had a spit. We had chickens and we had a lamb. We had a pig. We had the whole lot. There was so much on this spit. And it was 37 degrees, and I loved it. I thought it was absolutely... And I gardened a couple of days beforehand because you know how much I love gardening. I just love it.
This sounds like almost you died and gone to heaven, because your version of heaven would be a garden and some food and some really good people and just pretty much that on repeat. Oh, and a golf course.
Yeah.
And pretty much that, you're just a pig in. You know what?
Poo. Pig in poo.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, tell me, Piercy, because what you alluded to earlier in our pre-show discussion was
In a
that,
very private conversation.
yes, was that you had to cook for 10, or you were talking about cooking for 10 and it was stressing. Was it stressful? Did you nail it? And what did you cook?
I love cooking. I'm very much like you. I am loving. So we've got my dad and Brenda up at the moment, and as many people know, Sarah's mum and dad live 2 doors up. So we often have dinner with Rob and Jill, which makes 8 of us, and then Dad and Brenda are staying at Rob and Jill's. A lot easier when you've got 4 young kids. So we've been having a lot of meals for 10. Now, we've got our mojo on for meals of 8. Definitely got our mojo on. And like you said, a lot of meals for 6 happen like that with clockwork. But meals for 10 with 4 kids, particularly hungry 3-year-olds, it's the dinners. It's the dinners, meals for 10 dinners with 7 decades in the age gap. You've got the 3-year-old who's hungry and tired and cannot necessarily deal with the hunger so much. Yeah. But then you've got the parents and the grandparents who probably love the idea of everyone eating at the same time. Yeah. And you've also got family members that, and his name's David Pierce, is my dad, who loves to eat it whilst it's hot.
DP.
Whereas any parents listening to this will know that at some point in your life, you kind of give up on eating every meal whilst it's hot, because just one example of this was it must have been dinner for it was actually dinner for 13. It was dinner for 12. Sorry, I'm going everywhere here. It was dinner for 12 because Sarah's brother Chris had been out fishing, and his 2 kids, Albie and Grace, were with us. And I'm like, well, if Albie and Grace are here, they should just stay for dinner. And I've messaged Chris saying, mate, do you want to have dinner here? I've got snags and chook and veg and salad. And he's like, mate, that'd be great. And so I was like, perfect, easy to smash a few more snags on the Barbie. But Darby was at a birthday party and he was being dropped off kind of near dinner time. And so anyway, we're getting everything ready, and then it's like everyone is eating, but you kind of got the 3-year-old that wants a drink, and then the 8-year-old that wants a different drink, and then the 6-year-old, I want a different drink, and all of these moving parts. And then it's like everyone's eating, and then it's like, oh, hold on, everyone, save a plate for Darby, the 10-year-old. Oh, hold on, but he doesn't like those potatoes. Make sure you get those potatoes. Oh, okay, I'll give you some of mine so he can have this, and there's no meltdowns. And it's like, there's a part of you part of me is going, okay, I'm having all these longevity thoughts in my mind. I'm like, okay, we're serving family style, but it's mental, because it's like platters and a mass sharing of food and all these mass communications. And part of you is like, is it easier or wiser to just, pop everyone's plates up on the kitchen bench and serve, accordingly? Or do you roll with the punches of big group meals? I personally am like you, Damo. Like I thrive on all of that interaction. But I think on this particular night, or this evening, it was only about 5:30. It was more like, gosh, there were so many moving parts. Even I was starting to get a bit short-tempered, and I was like, oh, can we all just sit down and just eat the meal? But I just thought I'd throw open the discussion, because I feel like post-COVID, a lot of people are like, well, hosting people is a little bit tougher. Oh, I've got to cook this. I've got to cook for more, la, la, la. And again, knowing that you are a great host and a great cook, I thought, well, let's have this conversation. Yeah. Like mastering the art of socializing with food, lots of people, preferences, the way that we prepare food, loud crash bang in the kitchen, or cool, calm and collected in the kitchen. A lot of differences in relationships and so on. Let's open up this conversation. We're on Facebook today, so our Facebook listeners and community members can chime in as well. But, yeah, what are your first reactions and responses to my little story there?
Well, you know what? I used to always plate up everyone's meal. I used to always plate up, and didn't matter how big, the party was, whether it was 10, 15, 20, 30, whatever, I'd plate up the meals, because I like the way in which things look, in terms of presentation. But then when we went to Greece, I realised that the family style of eating, requires large bowls, large plates, and you fill those large bowls and large plates with food, and people then help themselves to be whatever it is. And that's my preference these days. Like, I prefer to go that way. Now, in saying that, when I'm cooking for 2 or 4 people, which is a small table, I will plate up. Like, I'll plate it. I'll arrange it. You know, if it's 2 plates, they're twins. If it's 3 plates, they're triplets. If there's 4 plates, that's quadruplets. Is that right? And and they are
Are you just going to
identical.
keep on going and going?
The smear is the same of the smashed, you know, sweet potato or the carrot puree or the pea, the mashy peas or whatever, you know, whatever it is that is my base. Or if there's 3 spears of asparagus for one person, there's 3 spears of asparagus for everybody, you know. So I'll divide it up. And if I've got 1 spear of asparagus left over, I've got 1 spear of asparagus left over. It doesn't worry me. You know, that's fine. And so I'll do that for a smaller group. For a larger group, it's help yourself. Go for it. You know what I mean? Like, just get stuck into this and serve yourself. Go for gold. And if you want to go back for seconds or make your plate look like you've never eaten before, then do that. That's totally fine. So that's how I kind of roll with that.
So can I pepper you with questions on this? Because and I'd love the
Can I
audience
just,
on Facebook
before
to
you
ask
do that,
questions.
I want to go
Yes.
back to Sunday the 7th of August, 2022.
What?
Yeah. Sunday the 7th of August, 2022. It's ticking over, probably around about 6:30 at night. There's crickets, bats flying overhead. Jackson and I pull up to the front of Marcus Pearce's house in Byron Bay, or in the Byron Shire, and as we pull up, we don't hear much. There's no sound, and we knock on the door. Darby comes to the door, lets me in, and Jackson in, and we come in and we walk to the table, and there's 6 plates there, all filled, but nobody sitting at the table. Now, for me, like, when I saw that, I'm going to give you my immediate reaction. It's like, what the heck? There's food at the table and people have left the table? I was like...
They'd probably bolted to run to the front door. Who was there? That's exactly what happened.
No.
Darby was standing like a stunned mullet at the front door, and we're like, Darby, you got to talk to the person at the door. We didn't know that you were going, Darby, don't say anything.
Don't say anything. But then no one went back to the table to finish the meal. So I was like...
Mate, we hadn't seen you in like 8 years. It was illegal to see you. I said, do you want a beer? We stopped eating dinner. We went and had a beer on the balcony.
All right, so that's not normal.
No. Do you think we would have said, would you like to sit down and watch us eat our dinner?
No, I thought you might have offered us some dinner. But no, I was like... No, I'm joking. No, what
I'm never going to give you food. I'm only going to offer you alcohol.
There was rissoles.
eating.
and some veggies. And but for me, I was like going, all this food's going cold. Is that going to be okay? What are you going to do here? Hopefully you don't put it in the microwave because that's a bad thing. And so that's what what was going through my mind. I was happy to have a beer, but it's bad to microwave your food. So anyway, that's funny. So yeah, that's where I was.
Is that seriously what you thought?
Yes, I was thinking, like, the poor guys, like, the kids should be eating their meal, and there I am roughing them up and tickling them and, you know, trying to throw Darby over the balcony.
You don't know how novel you are in our family.
Yeah.
And amazing. Any parent of young kids has long given up on having a hot meal, unless they're with the company of adults somewhere else. You are way more exciting than food. You were our nourishment, DJK. You and Jackson were our nourishment.
Yeah.
Summer Daily, I'm not anti-microwave for other people. I just don't really do it in our house. I'm much more of a stove and a gas burner kind of guy.
Yeah,
hey,
me too.
DJ, I just want to ask you, with this family-style dining, right, do you feel... So I did family style for the 12 of us the other night, and I love it. And I just love pulling out platters that I just are in the back corner. You know how you often go to the same 2 or 3 platters? When you have unexpected guests, I'm like, just let me find stuff and just let me pull heaps of stuff out. But what I'm finding difficult, being someone that has a massive open door policy in the house, I'm finding it difficult to combine my love of great food and nutritious food. Essentially what I'm saying is I'm not making enough food. So what's your tip? Because I don't do a lot of leftovers. Mm-hmm. Like, and ever since December 14, 2022, I've been cooking the meals most nights since Sarah's been waylaid. I have been cooking bigger quantities. But again, we go to Ikaria, and I know it's a bit different, but like they're never short of food. I know if we go up to Yarn and Joanna's, it's like they'll just get strawberries, or they'll get like single ingredient stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't tend to do a lot of that in Australia. Single ingredient, like do you remember they just put out a bowl of strawberries, or they'd cut up some tomatoes, or they'd get some cheese and some bread.
No, we do that.
But I think in Australia, again, it's more like we'd have dips and crackers, or we'd have cheese with grapes, with crackers, with blueberries, with fig jam, with, but I'm like, so I'm just more like, what's your tips on cooking more than you need, even if you don't necessarily know if it's going to be eaten?
Well, for me, I'm always happy to always over serve, like to always have way too much food. So there's going to be extra meat, there's going to be extra salad, there's going to be extra vegetables all the time, because I never know how.
Is that like every meal you cook? Is that just a habit you have?
I always overcook. Yeah, not overcook the food. I always oversupply. Always.
Tough meat at Domo's. Tough.
Yeah, tough bounces when you drop it. Absolutely. No, but I will always have too much food. And we do that because it works for either Amber or me to have a meal the next day that's already made. So all we do is pop it in a saucepan, a little bit of water in the saucepan, put the lid on, and reheat it for 2 or 3 minutes. And it's good. It's good to go, and it tastes as good as what it tasted, the day before. So, and it's never too hot that way, and you never burn your mouth. That's why I don't use a microwave. But I keep it really simple. So that I can do that. But if I've made a curry, for example, like I love making a chicken green curry. So I'm making chicken green curry from scratch with all fresh herbs and all that sort of stuff. I love it. Cook up my own coconut rice and, I stir shaved coconut through that rice with coconut milk, and it's delicious. But I always make too much, because then the next day we've got a lunch. And so it just allows us to eat good quality, high quality food for a lunch meal, because we had leftovers, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. And then what I'd love to know is, and this is a bit of a deviation, but in your household, is one of you I'm very leftovers sensitive. Like for me, if it's been in the fridge for more than a couple of days, I'm like salmonella, E. coli, death, dying, hospital emergency.
I'm like, this is good for my microbiome.
And Sarah will see like 10-day-old food and be like, it's fine. Like, yeah. You guys.
Yeah. I'm like going, well, I eat kimchi, sauerkraut, from time to time. I've even dabbled with kombucha. So, I go, well, if I'm going to eat that stuff, which is weeks old, why wouldn't I eat stuff? The only thing that I've ever had a problem with is rice. So, like, I've actually had massive food poisoning from rice. But I think what I learnt from that was that you can only reheat it once, not twice or 3 times. So, I think this is really important, is making sure that when you do reheat, you reheat the portion that it is that you want, so that you don't reheat it and then put it back in the fridge and then reheat it and put it back in the fridge. That's when you're asking for trouble. So I'm all good with bugs. Like I don't really mind it. Like, in fact, if there's a few extra bugs on the food, then, that's got to be good for me. It's good for my immune system. I mean, goodness gracious. How sterile do you want to be? It's like,
this is good. This is good.
Give us the books.
Yeah, no, this is good. I think I need to give my belly a bit more biodiversity.
It's good for the bloat. Decreases the bloat.
I am anti-leftovers. This is probably part of my. I don't ever try to cook just enough. I would always try and cook, I don't know, 20% more than I need. I'd always rather look at the food I've made and go, I've made too much, than the dreaded, oh my gosh, I haven't made enough. My next question to you is.
Yes.
And this is the art of this is more, I don't know if this is the art of relationship or the art of food. I'd love to know your views. I am someone that just loves to dance around the kitchen, not actually dance like Fred Astaire, but I mean move around, open drawers, work some sharp angles, pull out saucepans, crash, bang, burners on, burners off. Like I'll commentate whilst I'm making it. I'll talk out loud. Some days I'll get all the ingredients ready. Other days I'm like, nah, I'm just going to get it out one at a time. Obviously, I don't want to get to the point where I go, I don't have that ingredient, so I'm not that random. But do you have views? Because I have very well-trodden views on food prep and relationships and cleanliness and all of that. Tell me your views on food prep, as in kitchen utensils, crockery, all of that.
So here's something that I do, and I'm really particular about it, Pissy. As I cook, I clean. So the one thing that I hate when somebody comes into my kitchen, if they are cooking and they don't clean at the same time. So I hate it. Like I just hate it. I hate it. Like the sink isn't a place to put dirty dishes. Like a sink is a place where you rinse your vegetables or you wash your hands or you rinse your plates or whatever. It's not a storage spot for dirty stuff. So in my mind, like you, I dance around the kitchen. I've got, the fans going. I've got the lights on. I've got the burners going. I've got different chopping boards full of different stuff. I've got bowls of pre-chopped stuff. I've got like the whole lot. It's all ready to go. I mean, in my mind, all of my timing is correct. Like I know exactly when things are going in and where I'm going to steam stuff or where I'm going to barbecue stuff, what's happening. I've got the whole order going. It's happening. Like it's all happening. But where I fall off the wagon is when someone puts something in the sink and it's dirty and they leave it in the sink. The sink is not a place for dirty dishes. We've got a dishwasher, put it in the dishwasher. Or wash it and then put it on the rack to dry it. So it can be used, because there's nothing worse than needing to use something and it's dirty because some schmuck has left it in the sink. So it drives me crazy.
So if Amber is cooking for a larger group of people,
drives me crazy.
How does Amber roll around the kitchen?
Drives me. The reason why I was so aggressive is because she never listens to 100 Not Out, right? So, and I've got courage because she's never going to listen to this, right? So, if she was right next to me, I'd go, "Oh, honey, would you mind just washing the dishes, please? She put it in the sink. That's where I'd be."
See, I'm Amber. Right now, I am Amber, yeah, and you are Sarah in my relationship. I am Jimmy Jam.
Really?
And Sarah cannot comprehend that I am happy to have dirty kitchen when the meal is about to start. See, my rhythm is work your magic in the kitchen. Go as hard as you like. And then once the meal is over, go back into the kitchen and clean that workspace.
What a waste of time. Like, that is just a waste. This stuff that's sizzling away, cooking away, what are you doing? Like, if that would mean to me, and this is the other thing that gets my goat, that would mean to me, if you're not washing dishes in between turning a steak or checking the temperature or making sure that things are going at the right time, if you're not washing dishes in between that time, then you're tasting the food. And that gets my goat. I don't like it.
What do you mean tasting the food?
Well, people will, the other thing that I don't like is as things are being plated up or being prepared, that somebody walks up and as I'm preparing, to put things into big bowls or whatever, someone just walks up and helps themselves to the food that's just been cooked and it's not even served up yet. You know what I mean? So that drives me crazy too. So, yeah.
They're getting a few comments here. They're getting a few comments. I'm exactly like you, Damo, says Jody Basil. Can't cope with chaos. Same with timing and the sink. What about, now this is, again, we're all a little bit different here. And again, we're pushing a few buttons. Don't mean to
I love it.
Rile you, Damo. What about if I said that in between whilst the food is cooking, that I might be preparing some more food? Is it are we different because you've already prepared that food? So if I'm doing a very simple meal like a pasta and the pasta's boiling, I might be preparing the pesto sauce whilst the pasta's boiling. Now, pasta's a pretty simple example because I probably would be cleaning up as I go because it's not so many different elements. But are you someone, and I know this is an art, it's not a science, but are you someone that would prepare the pesto pasta, the pesto sauce, before the whole thing takes place? Or would you also be doing it like me, making it whilst the pasta's boiling, but you'd just be cleaning it as you go along as well?
So because pasta literally only takes 4 minutes to cook, like it's the last thing that goes on. So for me, everything else has been prepared. It's just sitting on the simmer. It's ready to rock and roll, and then the pasta goes on, so the pasta's hot.
So you're doing the dishes. You're doing the dishes when the pasta's on.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got 4 minutes.
Yeah, I've got 4 minutes. I can clean everything up. It's all ready to rock and roll. Then I've plated everything up. The only thing that's now left that's dirty is the pan that I was cooking a sauce in, or the pasta, bowl that I was cooking the pot that the pasta's been cooking in, plus the plates and whatever dishes we use as a family while we're eating. So it's so much simpler than that. Once the meal's finished, you clear the table, stuff goes straight in the dishwasher, and we are good to go. Now, I love what Julietta said. Julietta said, get everyone else to help, and I think that's great if you've got a tribe of people to help you out.
I can't stand people in the kitchen. I cannot stand people in the kitchen. Sorry, Julietta. I kick them out.
But that's what I was going to say. I prefer to go it alone, Julietta. But in my new kitchen, which is going to be massive, Piercy, it's going to be massive. It's going to be as big as Jamie Oliver's kitchen. It's so big, and I'm going to have space. So I'm going to be able to give people tasks, and the cooking area is away from the washing up area. So and the dishwasher. So I've got space there. I've designed that really, really well. But Julietta, I definitely don't have too many rules, just like you said there. But I don't have too many rules. It's just stuff that I love. So
I love that this has got people talking on Facebook at least. Yeah. Anyway. There's a few people popping in. Now, I don't know if this is legit or not. I don't know Gabriel Martinez.
No, me neither.
Comment says, what is this about? Food? Who are these people? Okay. Robin Burke says, yep, love time management in the kitchen. Summer Daly says, you guys must have some extravagant meals. I don't know, just talking pasta. Julietta says, yeah, you can dance, have conversations. Damo.
Yeah.
Before we wrap this up, because we've gone on, and I do need to wrap it up, but I do need to ask you a question. Do you think that, again, in my observation, and I'm going to say you and Amber fit this as well, that opposites attract, and particularly in the way that people like to prepare food in the kitchen.
Yep.
But do you think that there is a space for people that don't like having people in the kitchen, like myself?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a space so you sound like you like to run your own ship.
I do.
Right? I know I like to run my own ship, but I was raised in a family where my mum ran her own ship, and that's just learnt behaviour. Is there a space for socialising and food prep at the same time? Because here's my limiting belief. Okay. For me, I'm not very good at multitasking. If I'm socialising with someone, I will make a mistake in my food prep. So I don't like socialising, not even with my kids, not with Sarah Bear, not with anyone. When I'm on, it's like, just let me make the meal.
Wow.
And a part of me loves it because I actually don't have to have responsibility for anyone else. I can just be me. But when you're designing a beautiful kitchen like you are, it sounds to me like you actually are inviting the possibility for socialising and meal prep. Now, is it because some meal prep is easier than others, and they're not, as Summer says, they're not all extravagant meals? You just like to have someone sitting at a bar stool having a glass of wine whilst you prepare. What say you on this as our closing conversation on this very, very controversial topic?
I love socialising and preparing a meal. I love it. And so I will prepare a cheese board or a charcuterie board before people arrive, so that as people arrive, they can sit and eat and do all that sort of stuff while I'm prepping. And as they say, can I help? I say, no, thanks, I've got it. And then I'm happy to have conversation and chat and laugh and tell stories. And as long as people don't get in my way, I am absolutely delighted to be socialising and chopping and preparing and all that sort of stuff. But I don't want somebody helping me out in that meal prep time. When it comes to serving all that sort of stuff, we've got to get things into bowls, or we've got to chop up some meat or carve a turkey or whatever it is, then go for gold. You can help out then. But while I'm prepping it and getting it all ready, I am a pig in poo, and I love my space. But coming back to your little thing where you go, well, this is my time, I get that because it's intense in your household. You've got all these little voices at you, and so I can imagine that you just need to tune out and bug out and just do your own thing. And so I find cooking very meditative, so I imagine that might be part of what's going on there. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Well, Gabriel Martinez says, this randomly came up on my feed and you all have earned a new viewer. Well, there you go.
Thanks.
And Jody Bassell has just dropped in there. I don't know if you knew this. My fiance, if you don't mind, congratulations, Jody.
Yep. Right on, Jode.
Is a dream to work with in the kitchen. He does it all my way.
There you go.
Oh, well played.
Yeah, well done.
This has been Joyce. Well, if you would love to have this type of conversation and observe a lot of food preparation in Ikaria, the Greek island known as the island where people forget to die, you are welcome to apply to join us. We are going June 12 to 21 this year to Ikaria. It's the 55-minute flight from Athens. We're going in the Australian winter, the European summer. We would love to have you join us. All the details at 100notout.com. That's 100notout.com. Ravi Rudner has come on just at the last minute to say hello on Facebook. Ravs, you've joined in just as the party is ending, but thank you.
He must have just got back from a run, though, I reckon, Ravs, because he's just launched his running video series. Have you seen that?
He's a unit, Ravs. He is on fire. I haven't actually seen it, but I look forward to supporting Ravs in his running adventures.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Good work, good work. For more info on Damo, head to DamienChristoff.com, myself, MarcusPearce.com.au. And until the next edition of 100 Out, continue to make the rest of your life the best of your life.
Bye for now.
Stop recording.
Stop recording.
Alrighty, good work, Facebook.
Yeah, thanks for your comments and for, jumping in. That's great. Unreal. New watcher too.
I love how we are all so different. I love that, Julietta. I love how we are all so different.
Yeah. I went to high school with Julietta. That's how I know Julietta.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I love this community.
Yeah, me too.
Summer Daly, this has been awesome finally catching you. Thanks for coming on, Summer.
Yeah.
Robin Burke, Gabrielle Martinez, our new member of the community. Fiance, Jodie Bassell getting married. So good. So good. So much cool stuff in here. Therese Blair was here. Peter Lennon was here.
Yeah.
Good stuff, guys.
Yeah, it's really good.
Peter Lennon is watching. He said, what did he say? Giving up.
Tammy Driscoll's just dropped in. We got to go because I am teeing off in 45 minutes and
Go.
It's very important. It's the Bogey Bash. We've got the Bogey Bash. All right. Take care, Facebook. See you, PC.
See you,
Take care. See you, Ravs. Answer your phone. I'm about to call you, Ravs. See you later. Bye.
Bye.